Welcome back to In the Can. Right now we are talking about a short film premiering at the festival this year called Doublespeak, and joining me right now is director Hazel McKibbin and star Angela Wong Carbone. We're so grateful to have both of them here today. In fact, Hazel, let's start with you. Tell me more about this short film.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having us. So it's about the aftermath of reporting sexual harassment in the workplace. And it's based on my own experience. So it's a super personal film. And I had the absolute pleasure of working with Angela, who played the lead of Emma in the film.
Angela, tell me more about your role in the film. It's emotional, it's powerful. How were you able to portray that on screen?
It's a mixture of a lot of things. I was really lucky to have Hazel as the director and someone willing to share such a powerful story. So that made my job really, really easy. But other than that, I just mined from my own experience. I think this is a very universal story, and all women have some kind of relation to this particular kind of story, unfortunately. And so I sat with those memories. I thought about other women that have experienced this kind of thing in the workplace and in various parts of their lives. And I tried to harness all of that and portray it with honesty and grace.
And you absolutely did. It is actually uncomfortable, but I think that was what you're going for, is when Emma, the woman in the film, she's in a room and they are grilling her about what happened, and she ends up apologizing. It's very loaded, very powerful short film. And Hazel, you mentioned this is based on your own experience. What made you decide to focus specifically on the aftermath of this?
I felt that the aftermath of the reporting of sexual harassment is where Emma and where I personally relived that kind of the trauma and the experience, and it felt like the more powerful way to present it in a short, because of course the experience lasted years, and to condense it down to something that would be strong in a short format. It made sense to me to focus on the aftermath and where it intersects her experience, and then what happens when she reports.
And Hazel, this is a brave thing to share something so personal that happened to you. What made you decide to come forward to tell this story and to tell it in this way?
I wanted to make something good out of what was a bit of a difficult experience, and when I made it in my first year at film school at Columbia, and it felt like the film that I needed to make in order to move on to other work, and it was sort of a catharsis for me.
And Angela, you did such an incredible job portraying this woman and her internal struggles. It must have felt really uncomfortable in that room when you're there with the lawyer, the other people that she works with. So I'm just curious, how did you do that? How did you draw that strength to be able to portray so well so many emotions, really without even saying much?
Yeah, I think, I've gotten this question a lot, and even though the material itself, the subject matter itself, brings up a lot of emotion and can be quite uncomfortable to think about and face, there has to be a level of resiliency for Emma in that situation. I mean, she's gone through this over the course of several years. This is something that has dominated her life, but she has other things that she needs to achieve when she brings this to her superiors. She needs her job to work out. She wants to have her own strength come through in the end. And so I think being able to not only honor what had happened to her, but also honor the level of strength that it takes to stand up for yourself, really helped me push through and achieve what we achieved for the film.
You really, as I mentioned, you feel that discomfort, especially afterwards when the person that she was struggling with, there's just so much to it. I don't want to spoil anything, and I encourage everyone to watch it, but she has to sit there while he speaks to another coworker. and it's just everything on her face. Was it emotionally draining playing this role?
I think, well, it certainly does, bring up certain issues that we face in our society and things that experiences that I've had personally. I think it was really important to be able to face those emotions, no matter how difficult it may be. I think this is something that, Hazel wrote so eloquently in her film is just like a small piece of what women experience every day. And I think it was a very honest portrayal of this kind of issue. And, if I'm able to sit in those emotions and put it on screen for everyone else to see and discuss and talk about and think about, it makes it a lot easier.
And Angela, I'm glad you brought up the writing. Hazel, it's just very well done in a short format. I feel like sometimes it's even more difficult to tell a story in such a concise way. What do you hope audiences will get from this film? Do you hope that women who've had similar experiences feel more understood, maybe feel some courage to come forward and tell their stories? What are you really hoping?
Yeah, I hope that that women watching the film, especially if they've had similar experiences, there's something powerful about seeing your own experience on film and feeling like you're not so alone, and something that in the moment feels very solitary. And I also hope that other people watching can feel what Emma felt, what I felt, what Angela portrayed, and want to be part of changing some of the things that created a situation in which something like this could happen.
And Angela, tell me about some of your previous work. What are some other roles that you've done, and what do you hope to pursue in the future, and how will this role of playing Emma impact those?
Sure. I think my work has a through line in the sense that I'm always working on things that I feel the message is really strong and engaging. And I've worked with amazing artists that are women. I've been really lucky to work with a lot of amazing women in my career. So my last show that I did was actually directed by Karina Evans. It was called Swipe Night. And we worked with a really awesome crew on that. I have a film coming out soon called Leaving Yellowstone, which actually it kind of touches on some of the same issues, sort of more about relationships between two people, things like that. But it takes place in Yellowstone. It's amazing, and I just want to take the strength of this character into the rest of the things that I do, and hopefully I'm able to accomplish that.
I'm absolutely sure you will. Hazel, I was also really struck by the contrast in this film, and the light and the dark, and how those play against each other. Really just beautifully done, as I've already mentioned. Where can we get more information about the film and about you and other projects that you have?
Yeah, so, well, the cinematography was done by Allison Anderson, who's amazing, and she made the visuals what they are. And as for me, I'm working on my thesis short film, which is proof of concept for a feature, and you can learn more about my work on my website, which is hazelmckibbin.com. And yeah, everything to know about my upcoming work is there.
Well, congratulations on this film, making it to Sundance this year, 2021. Highly encourage everyone to watch this. It's a beautiful short film. Thank you so much, Hazel and Angela, for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with both of you. We'll be back with more right after this.